Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 30. I'm John Cooney, talking to you about comics released this week, the 29th of August, 2012. With a lot to get through this week, we've got first from DC Comics Aquaman number 12. This is the conclusion of the other storyline with the traitor and the team revealed who is Black Manta working for. And there's also a Robot Chicken variant cover promoting the DC Comics special episode on September 9th. We've also got Before Watchmen, Minutemen number 3. By now we've seen enough of these Before Watchmen books to form a favorable opinion, and I think they've treated the characters with respect as the portrayal in the Watchmen series, and paired them with complementary creative teams that are well suited for the characters of each story, including the case in point with Darwyn Cooke writing and drawing Minutemen in his unique style that feels nostalgic yet original at the same time. We've also got Detective Comics Annual number 1, the grudge match you've been waiting for, Batman vs. the Black Mask. And for those who are not familiar with the annual format, they're longer books that usually tell an expanded story, in this case 48 pages. Another annual for Flash Annual number 1, we've got the Rogues Victorious. If the Flash had trouble with them individually, together they'll kill him. And something worse than the Rogues is just waiting for the right moment to attack. We've got Green Lantern Annual, the conclusion of the Revenge of Black Hand. Everything changes here. All caps, bold, underlined, exclamation point, everything. We've got Justice League number 12, The Villain's Journey, Part 4. The team struggles to stay together as they try to combat their newest foe. And we also have the continuing origin of the Shazam backup story. This book has already got a lot of attention for the super hookup of Superman and Wonder Woman, which was originally going to be a shock within the book, but was then drawn for the cover as word got out and it went viral, with an additional second printing variant cover already commissioned by Jim Lee for release in September. We've got Justice League International Annual number 1. Will this issue be the final adventure ever for the Justice League International? The true nature of OMAC is revealed and ties to the shocking events in Justice League number 12, guest starring the Blue Beetle. We've got National Comics Looker number 1. Emily Briggs was a top supermodel until she was turned into a vampire. Briggs uses her supernatural powers to protect the innocent as they navigate the corrupt world of high fashion and modeling. This is a fresh, sexy take on a classic DC character. We've got Phantom Lady number 1. The female freedom fighter debuts in her own miniseries featuring her partner in crime fighting, the diminutive dynamo known as Dollman. And finally from DC, we've got Superman Annual number 1. Abducted by a group of mysterious aliens, Superman is dragged to a remote alien galaxy to take part in The Games, a world-hopping game of cat and mouse where players are hunted for sport. Can even the help of the mysterious new Green Lantern overcome the might of an alien empire? From Marvel this week, we've got Avenging Spider-Man number 11. In a special 50th anniversary story, Spider-Man teams up with the hero he admires most, May Parker. We've got AVX Versus number 5, the premier tie-in to the Avengers vs. X-Men storyline. Marches on as Black Panther vs. Storm and Angel vs. Hawkeye. We've got Captain Marvel number 3, Firefight in the Sky. What are the Prowlers and where has Captain Marvel seen them before? Secret NASA training program, the Mercury 13. We've got Gambit number 2. Gambit lives the life of a superhero and teacher for the next generation of mutants, but at heart he'll always be a thief. Though he tries to stay on the straight and narrow, when the potential for burglary calls, Gambit can't resist the temptation. We've got Hulk number 57. The stunning conclusion to Mayan rule. What horrible fate awaits the human race, and is this the end of Red Hulk? We've got New Mutants number 48, Fight the Future Part 2. The New Mutants thought they defeated their most unexpected foe, but they will soon learn that while you can change the future, you can't escape it. The shocking story that, they're saying it again, will change the New Mutants as you know them. We've got Powers number 11. Powers is back after a little hiatus with the pilot for the Powers TV show on FX filmed. The creators of the comic book return in full force. Don't miss the startling game changer in the life of Christian Walker as the latest Powers homicide case comes right to his front door, bringing utter tragedy. Special feature includes an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the Chicago filming of the Powers TV show. We've got Ultimate Comics X-Men number 15. Divided We Fall concludes with the startling end that sends us into the next exciting chapter. A mutant refugee from one of the camps joins up, but where do their loyalties lie? The war for mutant liberation starts here, guest starring Nick Fury. We got Web of Spider-Man 129.2 containing the story from 129.1 last week. These special issues are celebrating Spider-Man's 50th anniversary, featuring untold tales from Spidey's past, and this one continues the story by Stuart Moore and Damian Scott. We've got Wolverine in the X-Men 15. This is continually one of my favorite X titles, well, besides X-Factor, and this is a tie-in to the Avengers vs. X-Men as Logan leads his own team of classic X-Men into battle, and the Jean Grey School sees its first graduate. We've got Extreme X-Men number 2. Dazzler adjusts to the life of dimension hopping on the run, and when Xavier Farm warns of a universe-destroying trouble, Howlett and Dazzler butt heads over leadership of the team. And when a jump goes wrong, will the whole team make it to the next dimension? From IDW, we've got Star Trek The Next Generation, Doctor Who Assimilation Squared number 4. As the Cyberborg continue to carve a swath of destruction across the galaxy, the Federation is met with the possibility of assistance, but from an unthinkable source. Will Captain Picard and the Doctor agree to an alliance that could be worse than the enemy they face? Also from IDW, we've got Trio number 4 by John Byrne. An ancient evil is born into the world that has never seen its like before. Can even our brave and resourceful trio stand against the menace that is Golgotha? From Image Comics, we've got Morning Glories number 21. Morning Glories is a book that we've compared before to Lost TV series because it's earned a reputation for deadly twists amidst a deep and involved mystery. And this week, the cast of teens driving that mystery at Morning Glories Academy will expand even wider. The cover to issue number 21 features a new group of students referred to as truants, striking a familiar pose from the series' first issue cover, and 3 of the new students made a brief and shocking appearance at the end of issue 19. Series writer Nick Spencer said that these characters are part of the 4th arc, and we're a long way from having seen all of the cast of the book, but these are some big important additions. Beyond that, it's exciting because some of these characters I've had in mind since the series started, so to get to finally bring them into the open is a big deal for me. We've laid some groundwork for them in past issues that I think will make it even more exciting. From Valiant Comics, we've got X-O Man-O-War number 4. With the enormous power of the X-O Man-O-War armor at his command, Eric has returned to Earth hell-bent on destroying the Roman Empire. But the Rome he encounters is as alien to him as the Vine Colony ship he escaped from, because 1,600 years have transpired in his absence. Without fully understanding the consequence of his actions, will Eric's first act in the modern day ignite a new world war? Meanwhile, the secret history of the Vine's presence on Earth is finally revealed. Who is corporate mogul Alexander Dorian? And will he be Eric's one ally in this strange world, or his very first enemy? In trades this week, we've got Resurrection Man Volume 1, Dead Again. Resurrection Man can't stay dead for long, though. With each rebirth comes new and unexpected powers, but his many returns have not gone unnoticed, and forces are gathering to learn what's so special about him, and to see which of them will finally stop Resurrection Man dead. This collects the new 52 issues 1 through 7. We've also got Ultimate Comics The Ultimates by Jonathan Hickman. Nations fall, gods die, and Earth's mightiest heroes face their ultimate challenge. Iron Man, Thor, and Hawkeye form the core of the Ultimates, S.H.I.E.L.D's finest fighting force. All too often, the only thing keeping the world from total disaster. But when the walls of the mysterious city open up, the hyper-evolved children of the tomorrow spill out, and the Ultimates suddenly find themselves powerless against an unbeatable enemy. And even as Thor's Asgardian brethren fall before the children, the God of Thunder makes a startling discovery about the incredible new threat, which might not be such a new threat after all. Collecting Ultimate Comics Ultimates 1 through 6. And finally, we've got Peter Panzerfaust Volume 1, The Great Escape. This is the first volume of Peter Panzerfaust, the critically acclaimed reimagining of the Peter Pan story set in the backdrop of World War II France. Peter leads a band of orphans in their desperate attempt to escape the Nazi army as it presses its advance deeper into the country. With impossible odds against them, the Lost Boys survive a series of dangerous adventures on the road to Paris and to freedom, collecting issues 1 through 5. Well, that's it for this week. Again, plenty of books that I didn't get a chance to cover. Many more that you should check out at your local comic book store. And you can always check with me on he'sgotissues.com and let me know some of the books that you're reading that I might be overlooking that you'd like to hear about. So, until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.